It seems like the transfer rumors are heating up. The dream is free. The hustle is sold separately. Make sure you're smashing the like button. We all know we need a bunch of positions. We need quality and we need quantity. If you don't know what I'm referring to, we need depth as well as evidently players that upgrade our starting 11. Potentially a left winger, 1,000,000% a number 9. I believe 1,000,000% central midfield. We've seen Partey and Jorginho out of the Champions League semi-finals. Now, if I was to forgive the club for any naiveties, even though Arteta has said numerous times we've got one of the smallest squads, and between the summer and January, being proactive in the summer and being proactively reactive in January, nothing happened. I do believe anyone who is in charge of recruitment at this football club is way too smart for it to be naivety. So is it incompetence? Is it laziness? Did we know? It's like knowing it's going to rain and not getting shelter, not putting on a jacket, etc. And yeah, despite all of that, at least for now, we're still second, even though we've got people breathing down our backs. The one luxury is we will get Champions League football if we get one more win. Obviously, we've reached 2 semi-finals, blown out the water by Liverpool in the Premier League, which take nothing away from Liverpool. That's their business. Credit to them. Deserve their guard of honor, all of that stuff. But for us, could you call it a title fight when City are behind us and they could win a trophy and they actually could leapfrog us? They've been on top of the table a lot longer than us, you know, where this season's concerned. Not that it matters because we've seen where we've led the table for like 200 odd days. But yeah, man, it is what it is, isn't it? It is what it is. We hope we beat PSG. It is what it is. Hopefully, if we find ourselves, you know, in the tail end of a season where you've got a Liverpool, you know, if this happened this time next year, let's just say Liverpool and Arsenal are fighting for the title again. You want this Anfield game to mean something beyond the obvious. You want to have, this is a big week for Arsenal anyways, 2 big clubs against Liverpool and PSG that we're playing against. But you want it to, you lot get where I'm going, in it. Smash the like button. But I was going off on a tangent, man. Getting frustrated as an Arsenal fan. Steve K has said exclusive, Arsenal makes significant Viktor Gyokeres progress as fresh talk scheduled. Now, 1 minute is Sesko. Check out the video I did today. 1 minute is Gyokeres, Hugo Ekitike. Nobody knows. If nothing more, it provides us with talking points. Until people are holding up shirts, who knows? But for what it's worth, Arsenal have made significant progress in their pursuit of Viktor Gyokeres, and fresh talks are scheduled to take place with Sporting after the Portuguese Cup final in late May. Football Transfers understands. Apparently, United are in talks with Osimhen, but also simultaneously, allegedly, if they get Europa League football, Amorim wants to reignite with his former striker. And between Arsenal and Man United, and you could actually say Liverpool, there's a lot of clubs that could do with an out-and-out number 9. You throw Chelsea into the mix. The Sweden international has emerged as Arsenal's priority centre-forward target since the appointment of Andrea Berta as the club's new sporting director, and the Gunners are now edging closer to finalising an agreement to sign the 26-year-old. Recent reports have indicated that new discussions have taken place with Gyokeres reps, but we've been informed that no fresh meetings have occurred. In fact, sources close to the situation say that all parties are already aligned on a proposed contract package. So if he is a top target of Berta, Arteta signed off. We loosely know what a contract looks like. Of course, spanners can be thrown in the works. Other people can get involved. But we should believe we have a decent chance of signing the lad, no? Arsenal are yet to agree a deal with Sporting, which we know. However, we understand the Portuguese giants are expected to demand a significant chunk of the transfer fee up front, potentially even the full amount. I don't think the full amount because we're not activating his release clause. There's rumours of a gentleman's agreement between Gyokeres and Sporting for significantly lower. This may complicate Arsenal's pursuit, although talks have been scheduled to take place after Sporting's Taça de Portugal, apologies for any mispronunciations, final against Benfica on the 25th of May. We also understand that Gyokeres is yet to be directly involved in talks with Arsenal, with the Gunners instead negotiating with his representatives up at this point. Gyokeres to join Arsenal this summer. He's got 52 goals and 12 assists in 49 appearances. Now, forget the fact that we've got 4 defeats, because obviously you don't want to lose. There's stuff to learn there and whatnot. Our problem beyond everything is probably those 13 draws. Now, Gyokeres on his own can't change that. But to win a Premier League, you're not going to be amazing for all of it. Sometimes, pardon my language, you just might be shit across 90 minutes and get away with it. Take nothing away from Liverpool. I guarantee you Liverpool fans aren't slot their players. There's a couple of games, Bournemouth comes to mind, which we lost and they done a double against us, where they weren't at their best. It was a topsy-turvy game. They made it happen. If even, you know, those 13 draws became 6 draws, where would we be? I don't know, but that's all make-believe. For what it's worth, he's got 3 years remaining on his contract at Sporting. Apparently has a transfer value stands at 75 million. Arsenal also interested in Alexander Isak, which we all know is not happening. Benjamin Sesko, Ollie Watkins as well. But Gyokeres remains the club's top target ahead of the upcoming summer transfer window. Let me know your thoughts. Now, Kudus has been linked with us again. I'm not sure I believe the source, but again, talking points. West Ham would accept a 70 million euros offer from Arsenal for Mohammed Kudus, who's linked with us, a bunch of clubs in Saudi. 70 odd million, that's 60 odd. For someone that can play in a bunch of positions, probably primarily going to operate off the right-hand side where Saka is, I can't see it. Pardon me, I can't see it happening. I know he's not getting many minutes, but Wanyeri, at least in the short term, even though I think the manager said you could be a 9, I think you could play in that number 10 Odegaard role, and Bob's your uncle where he ends up. But the right wing seems to be in the short term Wanyeri's kind of position. But this report states Arsenal are preparing a bid for the West Ham attacker this summer transfer window, and the Gunners would be willing to pay as much as 70 million. Would you have him? Should we pivot away? We've been linked with a bunch of players, check out the other videos I've done, but Gittens and all of these guys. Kudus has impressed since joining West Ham last summer. Last summer? He didn't join West Ham last summer. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he didn't. And he's been heavily linked with a number of top Premier League sides, including Liverpool, Chelsea, and Man United. He's got 18 goals in 76 appearances for West Ham. His contract isn't up until 2028. Again, I'm not watching West Ham week in, week out, but I would hardly say he's doing anything of note because his name's not really ringing bells like that. I'll take a trip to West London and see what they're saying for Mbeumo. Let me know your thoughts. Would you prefer Mbeumo over Kudus? Humor me. Mikel Arteta feels that Kudus is the perfect profile to add firepower to a misfiring Arsenal attack. I hate to be that guy, and hindsight's a wonderful thing, but surely should have just bought him when he was at Ajax. He'd be significantly cheaper. Only Bukayo Saka has consistently performed out of Arsenal's attackers this season, which has played a key role in the club's title challenge faltering as Liverpool won the league. Arsenal will certainly sign at least one top attacker this summer and have also been linked with the likes of Nico Williams, who apparently might have to have surgery post-season, and Viktor Gyokeres. And we all know it's D-Day, it's Judgment Day. It is our Champions League Cup final on Wednesday against Paris Saint-Germain. Arsenal apparently are keeping a close eye on Aston Villa star Morgan Rogers ahead of the upcoming summer window. I would love that. I think you need dynamic runners with a bit of creativity and stardust. You lot saw my video when he was playing in the under-18s at West Ham. He's doing his thing, and he is only 22. I mean, he's going to cost a lot of money, people, and he has been capped by the country. Football Transfers have been told that Arsenal director Andrea Berta is a huge admirer of Rodgers. While Aston Villa are reluctant to sell, the Gunners believe there could be an opportunity to strike a deal this summer. That probably means he's going to sign a new deal. The England star is under contract at Villa Park until 2030. PSR is something all clubs are going to worry about, but you would imagine with them selling Duran in January, with them probably selling Ollie Watkins, maybe a couple of others, things could go on there. We've also been linked with Ramsey, who also plays for Aston Villa. Sources close to the situation state that Rodgers is eager to continue playing Champions League football next season after impressing in Europe's elite Cup club competition. That was a tongue twister. Why? This year, and he could be tempted to leave Villa if they fail to qualify. I somewhat doubt it, but he's got 14 goals and 12 assists in 51 appearances for Aston Villa so far this season, and we're said to be pursuing. I mean, we're gonna have the best summer of all, isn't it? Really, if apparently Arsenal are hoping to bring in Juan Garcia of Espanyol, Martin Zubimendi of Sociedad, who's probably giving Jan Envia a run for his money of being linked with Arsenal, Nico Williams, and obviously for the 55th time, Gyokeres, people. Arsenal and Chelsea are reportedly among the clubs to have submitted a direct inquiry. That doesn't mean bid, direct inquiry. That's like asking how much your phone will cost and not buying the iPhone. About a possible move for Fiorentina centre-back Pietro Comuso. 20-year-old has enjoyed a breakthrough campaign at Fiorentina, and because of such, apparently in his performances for the Serie A side, he's attracted numerous top Premier League clubs. Apparently, I haven't seen too much of him, but seems a tough tackler, real committed defender, decent kind of technical level, nothing too amazing at this moment in time, but homework can be done. In fact, Arsenal, Chelsea, Manchester United, and Newcastle have all made direct inquiries about Comoso in recent months, according to TBR Football, while AC Milan, Bournemouth, who might be going to lose, both their centre-backs, Brighton, Juventus, and Napoli have also been involved. Apparently, he's agreed a new long-term contract at Fiorentina. So how far does that go? And his current deal doesn't expire until 2028. And everybody's been linked with the Dutch/Spanish centre-half of Bournemouth, Hodgson, people, who's apparently going to have a quick kind of resolution over his own future. Arsenal, Chelsea, and Liverpool all battling allegedly. I don't know where he would go because, you know, I think you're more likely to get immediate first team at Chelsea. Arsenal and Liverpool probably have better projects at this moment. All three clubs are vying to sign him this summer following an excellent debut campaign at Bournemouth, and he could play left-sided centre-half as well. He's cold. You would have seen in the last 24 hours, Fabrizio Romano has more or less confirmed that Jorginho is set to return to Brazil and sign for Flamengo on a free transfer. All the best, my Don. We've also apparently are in serious talks with Dortmund for the signing of Jamie Gittens. We are ahead, allegedly, of Chelsea in the race, but Dortmund want 50 to 60 million for their winger. Sesko has a new fixed release clause. It's gone up due to his performances and the flexibility within his contract, according to Sky Germany, and it now stands at 80 million euros. Apparently, it's possible for a transfer without triggering the clause. Sesko will be allowed to leave Leipzig if a suitable offer comes in. So the merry-go-round's going on. Speaking of merry-go-rounds, I'm quite bored of this, people, but Real Madrid are apparently getting their teeth into William Saliba, so much so Arsenal alarm bells are ringing as we try to time to a new deal. Although Real Madrid have been linked with Konate, whose contract's up in 2026. He's better than Saliba, man. Go get him. Apparently, Real Madrid are in contact with Saliba's entourage. The player believes Real Madrid is the highest level a footballer can reach, which is true. They've been in talks for weeks, and they want to make him the leader of their defense. And he's previously been spoken as the Jude Bellingham of centre halves. Arsenal and Liverpool are both interested in Hugo Ekitike. Frankfurt want 100 million euros for their striker. Rashford's agent in talks with Arsenal and Chelsea over free transfer. Rashford's agent, Pini Zivari, is a busy man as the summer transfer window approaches. I'd imagine all agents are, with the reps in talks with Arsenal, Chelsea, and Barcelona. I think that's a case where I'm sure all of these clubs admire Rashford to a degree. I'm not saying they think he's the best thing since sliced bread, but I think rather than these three clubs like directly reaching out to Rashford or his reps on like to talk to Rashford or Man United, it's more his agent putting the feelers out to other clubs. Clearly, Rashford and Man United have to come to a divorce in the summer, people. So I'm not too sure how much that would mean. For what it's worth, he's available for 35 million, but you have to factor in those hefty wages. We've also been linked with Leroy Sané once again, owing to the uncertainty over his contract. So I don't know what's going on there. Saliba's been in talks with Real Madrid. It's the only club he'd be willing to leave Arsenal for. The defender does not intend to leave Arsenal, but the club will have to prove it's possible to win trophies. Aston Villa and Arsenal are still linked with Juventus's Vlahovic. Voices within Barcelona say that they would prefer the signing of Rafa Leao over Nico Williams. Dusan Vlahovic is heading to the exit from Juventus this summer, and Arsenal have made him a top target. They're willing to offer 60 million. Again, I don't know if we believe it. In the week, you would have heard Arsenal were inquiring about Rodrigo of Real Madrid. We're going to have the best summer ever. Chelsea are reportedly among the clubs in talks over Benjamin Sesko currently. Osimhen apparently is in talks with Man United this rumour season. Ollie Watkins is also interestingly starting to get linked with Chelsea as well. Arsenal apparently have reportedly conducted extensive background work on Sesko, while Chelsea and Liverpool are both extremely interested in the 21-year-old and remain top contenders to sign him. All three clubs are in talks with his reps. Although Football Transfers have been told, Arsenal have shifted their focus to finalising a deal for Viktor Gyokeres since the appointment of Andrea Berta, which, I mean, big up Sesko for 21 goals and 6 assists in 43 games. Obviously, Gyokeres is dwarfed that. They're both doing well. The one reason beyond the obvious I would prefer Gyokeres is because for me, supporting Arsenal, it's almost always gearing up to set up for tomorrow. We never seize the present, like with the Premier League in the last 3 years. We never quite do it. This guy's 21. Obviously, he's good. Not that Gyokeres is old, but you're 26. You've gone through all of those, learning your craft and whatnot. Not saying you can't get better or there isn't things to learn, but you're win now mode, if that makes sense. You're ready for now, people. Again, I've gone over the Rodrigo stuff and even adding to the silly season. Apparently, Riccardo Calafiori, 12 months after signing for Arsenal, could be heading back to Italy with a move to AC Milan. Surely Kivio's gone before him.